Beneath the blood moon. Elara wasn't much for legends. Growing up in a tribe of nomadic scavengers, she learned to trust her instincts and the feel of cool steel at her hip more than dusty old tales. Yet, here she was, venturing into the heart of the Whisper Dunes, lured by whispers of a hidden oasis brimming with treasures beyond imagination. Treasures that could save her people from the encroaching desert and the dwindling supplies. She wasn't alone. Beside her, Kael, her childhood friend and fiercest rival, scanned the horizon. His usually cocky grin was replaced with a grim line, his hand never straying far from the hilt of his scimitar. They had argued about coming here, about risking their lives for a myth. But Elara had seen the desperation in their people's eyes, the way the hunger gnawed at them, and knew they had nothing left to lose. As they trekked deeper into the dunes, the wind picked up, carrying whispers that sent shivers down Elara's spine. The whispers spoke of ancient kings and vengeful spirits, of riches beyond compare and traps that swallowed men whole. Elara ignored them, focusing on the path ahead. They had followed the cryptic map, a tattered piece of parchment passed down for generations, and it had led them here, to a towering rock formation that resembled a clawed hand reaching for the blood-red moon. The entrance was a narrow fissure, hidden by shifting sands. Kael drew his sword, its polished surface reflecting the crimson moonlight. "Ready?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper against the wind. Elara nodded, her hand gripping the hilt of her own weapon. Together, they slipped into the darkness. The air inside was thick and stale, the silence broken only by the drip of water somewhere in the darkness. They followed a winding passage, the walls adorned with faded murals depicting battles and rituals. Elara felt a growing sense of unease, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. The legend spoke of guardians, spirits bound to protect the oasis. Were they friendly? Or would they pay for their trespass with their lives? Suddenly, the passage opened into a vast cavern. A gasp escaped Elara's lips. The oasis was real. A crystal-clear pool shimmered under the blood moon, surrounded by lush vegetation and strange, glowing flowers. But it wasn't the beauty that stole her breath. It was the treasure. Gold coins spilled from chests. Gemstones glittered like fallen stars, and weapons of exquisite craftsmanship lay scattered on the ground. Elara and Kael exchanged a stunned look. The legend was true. This was salvation for their people. But as they moved towards the treasure, a low growl echoed through the cavern. From the shadows, figures emerged. Skeletal warriors, their empty sockets glowing with malevolent red light. The guardians of the oasis had awakened, and they were not welcoming.